My name is Emily Carter, and this is the story of the night that changed everything for me. A night that taught me the biggest lesson of my life. A lesson every girl needs to hear. I was 19 when I moved to New York City for college. I had dreams larger than the city lights themselves. Since I couldn't afford an apartment, I chose a girls' hostel, an old building with creaky floors and a strange charm. My room was room 204, the room with the blue door. At that time, I had no idea how much that room would change me. 2 year, 5 ans, the hostel life. The hostel felt busy and loud. Girls running to classes, rushing to jobs, laughing in the hallways. I felt alone, but I kept telling myself my roommate had left the hostel the week before, so I was completely alone in that room. It didn't bother me. In fact, I liked having space. But on my first night, something strange happened. Just as I was falling asleep, the door handle shook. Once, then twice, then silence. My heart froze. But I convinced myself, it's an old building. Maybe the wind. It wasn't the wind. Fankifete, oitaade, a strange warning. The next morning in the kitchen, a girl named Sarah looked at me strangely. Did you sleep in room 204? She asked. I nodded, and she whispered quietly, just be careful. Before I could ask more, she walked away. I tried to ignore her warning. I didn't want to be scared. I had moved miles away from home to be brave, independent, confident. But courage was about to be tested. 8 hake, 12 naham, the nightly disturbances. For 3 nights in a row, the same thing happened at the same time. The door handle shaking softly, as if someone was checking if I was awake. I couldn't sleep. I stopped eating properly. My chest felt heavy all the time. I finally went to the warden and told her everything. She smiled politely and said, "Don't worry, honey. Old doors make weird noises. You're just adjusting." But I knew what I heard. 12 alas, 16 hell, the discovery. One evening, while studying, my pen fell behind my bookshelf. As I bent to pick it up, something caught my eye. A small black lens, like a camera, stuck behind the frame. My breath stopped. My hands trembled. Someone had placed it there. Someone had been watching. Someone had access to my room. For a moment, I felt like the walls were closing in. I felt unsafe, violated, small. But deep inside, something stronger rose. Enough. No more silence. The 6 stand Aksha 20 sound, seeking support. That night, I went to 3 girls I trusted. To my shock, all of them had similar experiences. Someone tried to open their doors. Things went missing from their rooms. One girl even heard footsteps inside her room while she was in the restroom. We decided we would not be silent anymore. Together, we went to the warden. This time we were not scared. This time we were united. 20 years, 24 hours, the truth comes out. An official investigation began. Police arrived the next morning. They checked every room, every camera, every locker. The truth was worse than we imagined. The maintenance worker, a man trusted for years, had been secretly entering girls' rooms late at night, checking locks, planning cameras, and monitoring when girls were alone. He was arrested immediately. The hostel installed new locks, new lighting, and new security systems. For the first time in weeks, I slept peacefully. 24 Fabans, 27 yucks. Moving forward, I shifted to a different hostel, safer, newer, brighter. But I carried the experience with me, not as fear, but as strength. I realized silence protects no one. Speaking up protects everyone. I had saved myself. I had saved other girls. And I had learned that courage is not the absence of fear. It is choosing to act, even when you are afraid. Then stands. Tainchina, ending a moral. Every time I see a blue door now, I remember that girl. The girl who almost stayed silent. The girl who almost suffered alone. The girl who chose courage instead of fear. and I tell myself, your voice is your power. Never let it go silent.